Get out here now. I've got questions and you better have answers.
Well, if you want answers, I suggest you start by asking nicely.
They're done with nice. Your son has a death wish, which, if he messes with me one more time, I'm happy to fulfill.
And I'm happy to help. We've been looking for some mother-daughter bonding.
What did he do now? He banished Hook to another realm. He's using him as a bargaining chip to force me to help him to kill the Black Fairy.
He did?
Yes, he did. Now, I know nothing about this fairy, but I'm guessing you do.
Yeah, she's my mother. She stole Gideon from the Blue Fairy, took him away to another realm where time moves differently, and tortured him for 28 years.
Why would she do that?
To hurt me.
Her own son?
That tells you all you need to know about her.
Okay, Emma, please don't hurt Gideon. He was not born evil. No, she made him this way. If you help him, though, he will be on the side of good, okay? I'm certain.
Well, I can only go with what I see and what I know.
Then know this. Belief in good and hope isn't the only reason to spare my son and help destroy the Black Fairy. Right now, we have an opportunity to not only destroy her and save him, but to save all of us.
She hasn't threatened anyone else.
That's because she's in another realm, only able to break free long enough to steal other children before it pulls her back in. But if she should break free for good...
I think I can handle it. I handled you. I broke your curse, the one you gave to Regina that started this whole mess.
Well, that's just the thing, Miss Swan, the curse. That dark curse. It, and all of the darkness you've ever faced, was born out of one twisted soul. The Black Fairy. And unless we try and stop her, she is gonna bring far worse.
So I would say there's no denying that this was a good scene. We learned a lot, which I love. I love sneak peeks that give us a good inclination of where the plot of the episode is going to be going. And this episode is titled Mother's Little Helper, as we all know, and we got another scene where there is a mother and child team up. Last sneak peek was Regina and Henry, and this sneak peek is Emma and Snow White. And I have to say, the two characters that really stuck out here were Snow White and Rumpelstiltskin. Two characters that I've had major issues with for about 3 seasons. And I think they were the shining stars of this scene. Ginnifer Goodwin seems like she's really in the moment or something, like, or just really into acting. Or finally, she finally doesn't want to be lazy. So I liked it. Or she's just not exhausted on this day of filming. So I really was enjoying Ginnifer Goodwin and Snow White being like, yeah, I want to kill someone. I want to team up with Emma and kill someone because I want to do something. I like that. I like that a lot. I always like when Robert Carlyle can give exposition. I think he does it really well. He can always play like an elder or a mage type character in anything going forward. I think that would be a good role for him. And, when he's evil, he's sometimes annoying because we've seen him be evil. It's been very recycled. But in this scene, I really just enjoyed him kind of explaining, a little bit of his past with the Black Fairy and whatnot. Now, one thing I have to say that is very disappointing is, last week or in the week before, Jennifer Morrison had really great reactions to, essentially anything that was happening. I think her acting was really strong. Her acting is strong, don't get me wrong, but there are moments when, you watch the show and you think, oh, maybe she could put not so much effort into it, but a little bit more desire, I would say, or a little bit more emotion. Emma's a character that really lacks emotion, but the scene when, Gold told Emma that the Black Fairy is his mother, she just goes, like, no, or anything. I was just like, it was just very wooden. It was a little bit too wooden, even for me. But minus that, Jennifer Morrison, she's just being Emma in this scene. And I always love seeing Emma. I always love Emma being on the screen, but I think Emma needs Regina to not be super wooden, or even Henry, unfortunately. But, and definitely Hook. I think she needs either Regina or Hook to not be so all the time. So, we learned the Black Fairy is, Rumpel's mother. And we also learned that from the sneak peek. And then we also learned that the Black Fairy is the source of darkness, and that she has this curse put on her where she can only leave her realm of darkness where time moves differently, which we've learned about for a while. and she can leave that realm, and she abducts children, and she does whatever she wants with them, which is just creepy and pedophilic. So it's a weird situation that we're learning about. And then, Rumple's essentially saying we need to destroy the Black Fairy because she's a bigger threat, alive. And Emma goes, well, she hasn't done anything to us. Like, why would we even do anything to her? And, that's the problem. I guess she's the overarching villain of the season, even though she's only been introduced, like very, very late in season 6. And I don't know. It's like, I feel like it's kind of a shoehorn in with this character because I haven't felt her presence. I think good writing with TV shows is you want to feel the presence of the villain from the beginning, at least, by episode 3, season 4 with the Snow Queen. You saw her in episode 2 at the end of it, and you're like, ooh, what is her plan? And then, she kind of, did her little thing until, she died in episode 11. And then the Queens of Darkness were introduced right after that, and even though their arc wasn't that great, you felt them. I don't feel the Black Fairy. I don't feel her emphasis, and I don't feel her power. I see the effects of what she's done, but I'm not afraid of her, and I don't think the characters need to be afraid of her because she doesn't seem to have, well, she has no impact at the moment. So, we're only in episode 16, so we have 6 more to go, maybe another whole 22 if we get season 7, which still hasn't happened yet, which is unfortunate. But point being is the Black Fairy is like the source of all darkness, and I thought, like, why are you reconning your darkness storyline? We had a whole 11 episode arc with the entire history of the Dark One, and I was like, oh, this is a little unfortunate right here that you guys are deciding to twist it again. And I guess, like the whole darkness was like Nimue drinking from the chalice and whatnot, but now all darkness is coming from the Black Fairy. So what came first, Nimue or the Black Fairy? And was the Black Fairy good? And it's like it's an endless circle. It's just an endless circle. So in terms of what we learned, I liked it, but I'm also just a little afraid of the show's canon going to collapse in and of itself because I don't think they're thinking 100% true, 100% straight here with the idea of what the darkness is. Because I guess the Black Fairy is where the curse came from, but you had the Chanabog all the way back in season 4. Like, why couldn't that have been the source of a darkness? Or why couldn't the dark essence that is inside Rumpelstiltskin have been the have been the darkness? Like, and that made the Black Fairy, and the Black Fairy is a minion of that darkness in some regard. That would have been kind of cool, and not have had it been Rumpel's mother. I mean, there's a lot of other storylines or plot points they could have done instead of having to make the Black Fairy the source of darkness, because they've had other dark characters on the show. Also, Emma said to Rumpelstiltskin that she's handled him before. She has not handled Rumpelstiltskin. That is a lie. That is her bolstering. If she had handled him, he would be dead, or he wouldn't have all, 100,000 Dark One essences in him. And then the last point I have to make about the scene is Emily de Raven. Oh, she's so unforgettable, and her acting is just not good. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't, and I was like, no, I don't think Emily de Raven is Belle. I was afraid that after I saw Beauty and the Beast, I would just completely go, Emma Watson is who Belle should be in live action. Emily de Raven can't hold a candlestick. Yes, pun. And I think I'm completely right. I know Once it has its own version of Belle, but I had such a hard time watching it, Emily's performance, and I was like, I want Emma Watson. Obviously never going to happen, but I was just like, no. Now, in comparison to other Disney live-action films, I think Sarah Bludger is better than Elle Fanning, or than, I almost said Dakota Fanning. I think, Elle Fanning, who played Aurora in Maleficent, is actually a little lower than Sarah Bludger as Aurora. I think Aurora's performance, or Sarah Bulger's performance as Aurora, is stronger. I think Sarah Bulger is a much stronger actress. She's a little bit more to TV now, being on The Tudors and Once Upon a Time and other shows, but I think she was a better Aurora. I think that, I believe it's Jessie Skarsgård that played Cinderella. She was actually a little better than Lily James too, but it's weird because like the minor, Disney princess characters on Once Upon a Time who don't have like huge roles, thus because they're minor characters, but their actors are so much better, or, better than the movie versions than the live action department. But then, Belle, who is a main character on the show, she can't hold a candlestick to Emma Watson. It's just true. So overall, I thought the scene was interesting. I like the mother-daughter dynamic. I like Jennifer Goodwin's acting. I like Robert Carlyle's acting. I think Jennifer Morrison needs Lana Parrilla or Colin O'Donoghue to really get into it. But overall, I was happy with it. I was happy with what we learned. I'm concerned for the show's canon overall, and also just the show's future with no season 7 announcement. But I've talked about this video for over 8 minutes. So share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching my review, and we'll talk real soon. Bye, guys.